speaks on the approaches being adopted.
What ICPC is doing, we know, of course, that our mandate, as provided in Section 6 of the ICPC Act 2000, says that we have a three-pronged mandate. The first one, of course, education, prevention, and then enforcement. Education, I think, when we are talking about schools in particular, the framework of the schools helps us to sensitize students and even the staff. Because when we are talking about harassment now, it's not peculiar to the educators and the students. We do have staff who also harass other staff. And in some instances, we have students who harass their fellow students. So in the area of education, we have our different channels, like for instance in the public enlightenment department, we do have the anti-corruption vanguards. These are channels that school students can learn about corruption, what harassment is about, and how they can report if they are being harassed. In the area of enforcement, that is the last, when we have educated people, we have sensitized you, we have told you how to identify harassment. We have told you that this particular form of harassment comes under the mandate of the ICPC, that is abuse of office, which is a crime. And we have also looked at the system. We have advised you on how you can curtail or block the loopholes. And we find that still we have some incidents of abuse of office via sexual harassment. Then we can go into an investigation. We have some people that report anonymously. We have some people that actually lay complaints, giving the full details of the incidents. So when we investigate and we find that a prima facie case is established, then we can go ahead and prosecute. So those are the steps ICPC has the mandate to take in the area of sexual harassment, which is an abuse of office. We have, of course, the landmark case whereby the ICPC prosecuted a university lecturer in the University of Ife, Professor Akindele, and in that case we got a judgment. The judgment was appealed, but the appeal was still in our favor. So that is one landmark case that hopefully will serve as a deterrent to people who are interested in perpetrating abuse of office via sexual harassment. And then we do have another notorious case that is ongoing, almost at the point of completion right now, in the High Court, the Federal High Court in Abuja here. Another lecturer who was also arraigned, similar charges of sexual harassment, abuse of office via sexual harassment. So we have that landmark case, and of course there's another ongoing case in the Southwest. I would not want to mention the names of the defendants, but these cases are going on in the High Court, Federal High Court in Abuja, and then in the High Court somewhere in the Southwest. So these people were successfully charged, and the trials are ongoing. Because after an investigation, we were able to establish that there was a prima facie case established against the perpetrators. They can report these cases via our social media handles. They can also go to info@icpc.gov.ng. But we find that a number of people, because of the nature of sexual harassment, they are reluctant to come out themselves. So that is why we have ongoing partnerships with some CSOs. So some CSOs, because they have the infrastructure to give proper counseling to victims of sexual harassment, they can go up to the CSOs and ask for assistance. The CSOs will counsel them, and then the CSOs will take them through the entire process. When we are going to interview them after lodging the report, and we find there's merit in the report, after the period of interviewing them, all through the time of the trial, where a prima facie case is established, the CSOs will be there, because it is such a very traumatic experience that they always need somebody to be there holding their hand. So for those of them that end up going to court to testify, the court system can be so strange, and it can be somewhat hostile to someone who's not used to it. So we also encourage people to reach out to the civil society organizations for guidance, for counseling, and for support. So you can report through those CSOs, you can report through our website, and you can also use our social media handles for students and even staff, some work officers who are going through sexual harassment in their different organizations. These are the avenues they can use.
As we move towards the end of today's episode, let's bring you updates from our ICPC state offices across the country.
In commemoration of the African Union Anti-Corruption Day, the ICPC Sokoto State Office has inaugurated executives of Student Anti-Corruption Vanguard across 6 schools under the Usmanu Danfodio University Teaching Hospital, Udud, Sokoto. The resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Mr. Shintema Binga, expressed appreciation to the Udud management for partnering with ICPC, stressing that the fight against corruption requires a collective effort. In his response, the representative of the Chief Medical Director, Professor Mansour Olayinka Raji, commended ICPC's efforts in creating awareness against corruption and urged the narrated members to act as ambassadors of integrity and educate fellow students on the dangers of corruption. Coming from Borno State, ICPC organized a 2-day workshop in collaboration with Gulan's Accounting and Financial Services, Maiduguri, with the theme, The Role of ICPC in Public Sector Procurement and Financial Integrity in Local Governments of Borno State. Present to deliver goodwill messages were the Executive Governor of Borno State, ably represented by Borno State Head of Service, Dr. Muhammad Aminu, and His Royal Highness, the Shehu of Borno, Dr. Abubakar Ibn Umar Garbai, represented by the Wazir in Borno, Alhaji Shetima Matawali. From Bauchi State, ICPC, in collaboration with NYSC Anti-Corruption CDS Group, sensitized the staff and students of Government Day Secondary School, Bakari Duku, Bauchi, on the dangers of exam malpractice in schools. The Bauchi State Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner, who was represented by Mr. Isge Musa, advised the students to take their studies with seriousness and to avoid exam malpractices, as such practices may end their lives or even land them in jail. In Akwa Ibom State, a courtesy visit was paid by the Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner of ICPC Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Baba Alaro Shuaib, to the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Uko Essien Udom SAN, at his office. The RAC, in his speech, gave a brief on the 3-pronged mandates of the ICPC, while he also appealed for synergy among institutions to strengthen the anti-corruption crusade. The Attorney General expressed gratitude to the RAC for the enlightenment on the mandates of the Commission, also pledging to provide guide towards instituting anti-corruption policies in the state.
And that's how far we can go on this week's edition of Transparency Files. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms as shown on your screen. You can also catch previous episodes on our YouTube channel at ICPC Nigeria. Thank you for watching. See you same time next week. I am Hawasani Garba saying bye for now.
The mosaic of time in the kaleidoscope of life. time is a masterpiece. A delicate piece when we wait. A vibrant shard when we're late. A dark fragment when we're sad. A radiant tile when we're happy. An intricate pattern when we're in pain. A long, winding thread when we're bored. But time's mosaic is crafted by our hearts and our minds, not by clocks. So piece together
now your cup of tea.
My name is Mother Kodumi Adidas, and here is my baby, Mother Kodumi Habib. He's 6 weeks old. We are on exclusive breastfeeding. We'll be live at NTA Baby Contest Show. We'll be expecting you.
Here is my baby, I'm practicing exclusive breastfeeding. We'll be live at NTA.
I am Mrs. Obani Idamdola. My daughter's name is Obani Elizabeth. She's 5 months old and I'm on exclusive breastfeeding. I'll be live at NCA Channel 10 Baby Show.
My name is Patrick Ogechi. My baby name is Patrick Ezekiel. I'm a breastfeeding mother. Join us for NTA.
Hello everybody, my name is Christiana Festus and my baby's name is Israel Festus. He's 2 months old and we are on exclusive breastfeeding. So I'll be live at the NTA Baby Show. See you there.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Afolabi. My baby's name is Erioluwa Afolabi. He is 3 months old and he is on exclusive breastfeeding. I will be at the NTA Breastfeeding Show. See you there.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa'azin fin nasi bil hajji yatuka rijalan wa ala kulli damirin yatina min kulli fajin amik. Ojú kan Káàbà rẹ̀ kì í ṣoríire. Mo ṣe bọ́nà láyé jẹ́ Olúwa kọ́ mi mọ́ rìn o. Wọ́n tún lódò ṣàlàyé Yárábì kọ́ mi mọ́ wẹ̀ o. Ìlú Mẹ́kà lílọ́gán ẹni ọlá pè ló lè débẹ̀. Yárábì jọ̀wọ́ pè mí kí n lè fojú kan Káàbà rẹ̀ kì í ṣoríire. Sọ fáyé kó mi jóná wọ́n ní kí n lọ kéré.
On the news tonight, mixed reactions trail new age requirement for secondary school students for university admission. Muslim faithful urged to give selflessly to the less privileged. Plus, latest in the world of sport. Good evening. Welcome to NTA Lagos Channel 10 News. I am Oluwabukola Akonde. To the news in details. It was a day of patriotic commitment as over 5,000 fresh corps members took their oath of allegiance at the Lagos State NYSC orientation camp in Apaja. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented at the event, charged the Batch B Stream 1 corps members to uphold the noble legacy of service and strive to leave lasting footprint of impact during their National Assembly. Details shall be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. The Federal Information Chapel of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Lagos State Council, has commenced its 2025 Press Week with a renewed call for ethical journalism, press freedom, and preservation of democratic values on the theme, Holding Power to Account, Journalism as a Pillar of Democracy. The report. They are described as the fourth estate of the realm in upholding accountability and transparency in governance. According to the chairperson of the chapel, Chita Bay Adekunle Oluwakemi, democracy does not thrive in silence, reiterating that the pen and voice of a pressman are tools to drive change. Hence, there is a need for journalists to be courageous and serve as a mirror of society and the conscience of the nation in exposing corruption.
Being a mirror to a society, you have to do things that you have to write you have to write constructively. Your information must be constructive. You mustn't write information that is going to destroy the community or destroy the nation as a whole.
We have a role to play constitutionally, and that has to do with freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, freedom to float your own media house, and the freedom to hold government accountable, as I said earlier. So the press has the liberty to keep watch of what is happening inside, and the press, I can say, is the crusader of the masses.
The guest speaker, Associate Professor Tayo Pokuola, stressed the contemporary threat facing the press, including arrests, intimidation, and economic pressures resulting from ownership interest. He, however, called for synergy between NUJ and media proprietors to safeguard press freedom and ensure that journalists carried out effective duties without fear.
Let me give you this analogy. The fish never understand or appreciate the ecology or the environment where it lives. But if you take the fish out of the river, it is then the fish will recognize the importance of that water. Take journalism out of Nigeria, assuming radio, television, newspaper, magazine, internet, they are not working one day. Can you imagine whether Nigerians will be comfortable? No. So that tells us the importance of communication and journalism in the day-to-day functioning of any society, including Nigeria.
Journalism is not something you take for granted. It's something you have to take more serious. But using AI prompts your job and makes it more easier for you because you are able to use AI to generate things you cannot generate with human cells.
He also added that modern journalism demands more than traditional tools, urging journalists to be retrained and equipped with advanced methods and technologies for effective reporting. The theme for the 2025 Press Week conference is Holding Power to Account, Journalism as a Pillar of Democracy. In Lagos, to education matters, the recent decision to lower Nigerians' university age from 18 to 16 has sparked conversation among citizens. While some see it as a step forward for academic advancement, others are questioning whether the younger students are truly ready for life on campus. Now let's join Aishat Aburazak for more details.
In a country where education is often seen as the key to a brighter future, any change to the system doesn't go unnoticed. One of such changes is the recent decision to lower the minimum age for university admission in Nigeria from 18 to 16. For some people, it's a welcome development that see it as an opportunity for gifted students to move ahead without delay.
Children tend to finish early nowadays, finish secondary school early nowadays. So I believe it's okay for them to go into university to gain experience, to gain life experience as well. and be able to live on time, to be able to gain field work experience and go into the labor market on time. There's a saying that says that time waits for no man. A child sitting back at home doing nothing for 2 years can eventually begin so many things due to peer pressure. So why not just allow them go to school and start their life, mix with people, gain knowledge, acquire knowledge. Like as they are leaving secondary school, their brain is still fresh. They still have knowledge of those things that they have, learned in school. So they come to school and then they continue learning. So they further their education.
But for others, it raises concerns about the emotional and mental readiness of younger students to handle the realities of university life.
Maturity age for Nigerians is 18 years. And when the children attain that age, it gives them that grace to know evil from bad. So, and to not allow those bad influences in school to influence them.
I cannot allow my 15-year-old to go to university. We have to wait. By 18, you should be able to stand on your own. By 18, you should be able to do whatever you want to do, you understand? By 18, I should be able to drive. A child should be able to drive.
Beyond the public reaction, an education expert also weighed in on the conversation.
Now that students are joining cultism in school, so they don't even know, they don't value life. So it's better when you're advanced, or you can join school. On the other hand, for the genius, why would you stop them? These are intelligent. You can allow them to enter school at any age. But I love the fact that they are controlling it from primary school level. So from 12 years, you enter JSS1. I think it's better. Them that are borders. 9 years, what would 9 years be doing in boarding school? But it's JSS1. They don't even know their left from their right. Some of them pull on themselves, the wheel on themselves. So when from 12 years, they are mature to copy notes, to move from one department to one class to another class, and they are ready for school. University, I still support from 16 years. If your child is 15 years, enroll your child in skill acquisition. Pay your child for university.
As Nigeria works towards improving its education system and staying competitive globally, many guardians hope that the best interest of every child remains at the heart of every policy decision. In Lagos, Aisha Abdulrazak, NTA News.
Meanwhile, in recent years, a growing trend of early enrollment into primary schools has emerged in Nigeria, with children starting their formal education before the standard age of 6. This shift, driven by various social, economic, and parental factors, has sparked debate about its impact on children's development. Jesus Tom Moses in this report captures the expert views on this trend. The report.
Historically, primary school enrollment began at age 6 to align with cognitive, social, and physical developmental milestones. At this age, children are generally ready for the structured environment of formal education, as they possess the necessary skills to engage with the curriculum and interact with peers. This age standard was supported by educational theories and practices globally, ensuring a consistent and effective learning experience.
Psychologically, a child should be ready. There are 3 domains of learning: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. A child who is not psychologically ready cannot learn. Effective teaching and learning takes place when the child has these three domains, well stabilized.
However, the late 1980s saw a shift towards early enrollment fueled by parental ambition and economic pressures. Many parents believe that an early start gives their children a competitive edge, while dual-income households find it convenient to enroll children in school earlier. Additionally, the proliferation of private schools offering advanced curricula for younger children has contributed to this trend, appealing to parents eager to see their children excel.
Some of during these days now, we have some working parents, to the extent that they will likely want to get rid of their words by all means, so that as quickly as possible. Somebody came here for admission, and after meeting all the criteria, by the time they are checking through the age, they discovered that the child was underage. the parent in question eventually went ahead to go and do a declaration of age for that particular child.
The government created a gap, they call it kindergarten, for a child that's not up to 6 years old to enter primary 1. So the child will now do for 1 year in kindergarten class before he will move to primary 1. But we still find that some parents will job this primary 1. The parent is rushing so that they can give their children the education they want to give them before they will be out of job. The age to get a job is now coming down gradually. So you will see that the bank will want to employ a young child of 22 years. So that is why the parents are now changing the trend now that no, my child must graduate before 22 years.
Despite the perceived benefits, experts warn that early enrollment can pose challenges as younger children may lack the cognitive and emotional readiness for formal schooling. Maintaining the age 6 standards historically allowed educators to design age-appropriate curricula and provide targeted support, ensuring a balanced and effective educational experience. As Nigeria navigates these challenges, it is crucial to consider the long-term impacts on children and academic social development.
You are live on ANT Lagos Channel 10. Now let's take a short break. After the timeout, the news continues. Please stay tuned.
Now your cup of tea.
My name is Maja Kodumi Adidas, and here is my baby Maja Kodumi Abib. He's 6 weeks old. We are on exclusive breastfeeding. We'll be live at NTA Baby Contest Show. We'll be expecting you.
Here is my baby, I'm practicing exclusive breastfeeding. We'll be live at NTA.
I am Mrs. Obani Damdola. My daughter's name is Obani Elizabeth. She's 5 months old, and I'm on exclusive breastfeeding. I'll be live at NTA Channel 10 Baby Show.
My name is Patrick Ogechi. My baby name is Patrick Ezekiel. I'm a breastfeeding mother. Join us for NTA.
Hello everybody, my name is Christiana Festus and my baby's name is Israel Festus. He's 2 months old and we are on exclusive breastfeeding. So I'll be live at the NTA Baby Show. See you there.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Afolabi. My baby's name is Erioluwa Afolabi. He is 3 months old and he is on exclusive breastfeeding. I will be at the NTA Breastfeeding Show. See you there.
Oh, my infant head, oh, when I sleep.
Chief, what are you doing?
I am trying to recharge this my prepaid. It's giving me problem. For some time now, I don't have light. Yeah?
Chief, why are you still suffering yourself? Why not try solar?
That one, the one they put for me last time, give me so many problems. It did not work and they just wasted my money.
Chief, go for Vifos and Zantres American Tubular Battery. Original, with sun approval. They also have Super Zantres inverters, Zantres solar battery, Zantres panel, MPPT controllers, Toba, solar fridge, solar street light, marketed by Easy Blessed Nigeria Limited. Visit them at S10 and 11 Easy Blessed Plaza by Alaba Rago Junction in Alaba International Market, Lagos. Vifos and Zantres America available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Ring them on 0803 6830 557 or 0803 9644 115. Vifos and Zantres America. Solar by solar.
At Sono Plastics, customers' needs are our priority. We give you all the attention you need. With us, our customers are king. Located at kilometer 40, Lagos Abeokuta Expressway, Ijoko, Ogun State. Sono Plastics Limited. We're just a phone call away. Contact us through 080-2783-5332. You can reach us through any of our lines and social media handles. Sono Plastics Limited. Come, let us treat you like a king.
You are welcome back, and if you are just joining us, you're watching ANT Lagos Channel 10 News. On Juma service today, Muslims have been urged to consistently seek Allah's mercy by giving selflessly and privately to the less privileged and remain devoted to the core values and teachings of Islam. This was the main message of Imam at the ANT Lagos Channel 10 Mosque. Now let's join Ayotomiwa Obideyi for more details.
The
The Imam says charitable acts, especially one carried out to support the less privileged in Islam, is highly rewarding as it is one of the ways to seek and gain the mercies of Allah. He called on Muslims to ensure they cultivate the habit of giving, adding that they should not publicize charity done so that they get the blessings of Allah in manifold. The Imam also encouraged the faithful to always pray for their loved ones, especially when they are not present. This, he said, will attract rewards from their Creator.
Not your parents alone, and those who assisted you in life by training you, or those who, and your brothers and sisters, they all deserve prayer. I got that as of today.
If you want to give your right hand, don't show it to your left hand. So we've learned a lot, and we pray to Almighty Allah to grant our imams more knowledge and grant us better understanding of this religion more and more, inshallah.
Naturally, once you give, it is expected that God gives you more, because the one you have, once you give it out, you think about how to get another one, and you thinking about how to get another one is not your doing. It's by Allah's rewarding. So once you give, you are expected to get more.
He emphasized the need for Muslims to return fully to the teachings and values of Islam, uphold principles of prayers and modesty, while ensuring they give with a sincere and a truthful heart. He thereafter led the congregation in 2 obligatory rakats. In Lagos, Ayotomiwa Obideyi, NTA News.
On the foreign news tonight, following an agreement between Germany and the U.S., the 2 additional Patriot air defense systems will soon be delivered to Ukraine to help counter intensified Russian airstrikes, while new systems are fast-tracked to Germany. Again, let's join Ayotomiwa Obideyi for more details.
Is set to deliver 2 more Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine after reaching a deal with the United States this Friday, which will fast-track new Patriot systems to Berlin in return. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said the Bundeswehr will send additional launchers in the coming days, followed by system components in 2 to 3 months. The move comes as Ukraine faces intensified Russian airstrikes, increasing its need for air defense. Germany, which has already sent 3 Patriot systems to Ukraine, said the new deliveries will not affect its commitment to NATO. Moving on, Syria has formed a 7-member committee to investigate deadly clashes in the Druze majority province of Sueda, where fighting between Druze factions and Sunni tribal fighters killed hundreds last month. The violence, which worsened despite government intervention and Israeli airstrikes, ended after a U.S. brokered truce. The committee will examine reports of attacks on civilians and refer those responsible to the judiciary within 3 months. This is the second major sectarian conflict since the fall of Bashar al-Assad, following similar violence in March that left hundreds of Alawite civilians dead. And that's it in foreign news. In Lagos, Ayotomiwa Obideyi, NTA News.
On the sport news tonight, let's join our correspondent who is standing by to give us the trending stories in the world of sport.
Nigeria's women's basketball team, the D Tigers, are through to the semi-finals of the ongoing Women's Afro Basket Championship taking place in Côte d'Ivoire after an impressive 83-47 victory over their Cameroonian counterparts. The D Tigers dominated from start to finish to storm into the semi-finals of the 2025 Women's Afro Basket Championship in Côte d'Ivoire. Their next match is a semi-final clash with Senegal. Meanwhile, still talking basketball, the Federation of International Basketball Association, FIBA, has confirmed that Nigeria and the 3 other semi-finalists from the ongoing Afro-Basket Women's Championship have secured a spot for the 2026 FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament in March next year. This implies that Nigeria, Senegal, Mali and South Sudan will take part in the FIBA Women's Basketball qualifying tournament to qualify for the FIBA Women's World Cup proper. The 4 teams will join 20 other national sides at the 4 World Cup qualifying tournaments, which will feature 6 teams each to determine the final 16 that will compete at the FIBA Women's World Cup in Germany next year. To American football, Nigeria is set to represent Africa at the upcoming International Federation of American Football in Düsseldorf, Germany. The Nigerian American Football Association has described the invitation to feature at the tournament as historic and a turning point in the development of the sports in the country. The country's flag will be flown by both the men and women's national teams at the IFA Flag Football Championship scheduled for August 13th to 16th, 2026 in Germany. In other news, as part of activities to celebrate the 2025 Police Officers' Wives Association Convention tagged Unlocking Power Potentials and Transformational Leadership, the participants from various parts of the country took part in some fitness exercise and aerobics to ensure a healthy living, as the importance of sports was emphasized.
Exercise is very important in our lives. Whenever you exercise, you keep fit. And then there are some ailments that the doctors will say, watch your diet, and they will include, and we have to go for exercise.
Sports update, Gift George, NTA News.
That concludes the English segment of the news tonight, as Fadike Oguntuashe is standing by for the news translation in Yoruba. Thanks for staying with us. I am Oluwabukola Akonde. A very good evening to you.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o, ìròyìn ló dé sétí ìgbọ̀nyín láti iléeṣẹ́ wa ìkànnì kẹwàá Fadékẹ́ Ògúntóàṣe lóníròyìn ní. Lára àwọn ọjọ́ pàtàkì tí má lè gbàgbé ni ó jẹ́ fún àwọn agùnbánirọ̀ tuntun tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jáde nínú àgọ́ wọn ní Ìyànà Pàjá ní ìlú Èkó. Àwọn agùnbánirọ̀ 5,000 ni wọ́n ṣe ìbúra fún láti jẹ́ olóòótọ́ àti láti máa rí dájú wípé wọ́n jẹ́ olùfọkànsìn lórílẹ̀-èdè wọn. Gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú tí Tóyìn Ọ̀kẹ́ Ọ̀sanyìntólú ṣojú fún jẹ́ akọ̀wé ẹ̀ka fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ló gba àwọn ọ̀dọ́ náà ní ìyànjú láti rí dájú wípé wọ́n wà ní ìlànà ìbáwí tí wọ́n kọ́ wọn ní ìpàgọ́ wọn. Ẹ̀ka ìròyìn ẹgbẹ́ àwọn oníròyìn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ ìròyìn fún ti ọdún 2025. Wọ́n fún ìpè iṣẹ́ ìròyìn tó múnádóko, òmìnira àwọn oníròyìn àti ìdáàbòbò iyì iṣẹ́ ìṣèjọba àwarawa lórí àkòrí lílo agbára àti ìjábọ̀ rẹ̀. Olúwabùkọ́lá Àkàndé oníròyìn wa jábọ̀ ìròyìn pé iṣẹ́ ìròyìn jẹ́ òpó tó gbé ìṣèjọba àwarawa ró. Àwọn oníròyìn sì jẹ́ ẹni kẹrin nínú ìṣèjọba aṣojú ilé ìròyìn Shitabe Adékúnlé Olúwakẹ́mi sọ pé akọ̀ròyìn kò lè rí kí ẹnu wọn má sọ, àti pé kálámù ni agbẹnusọ pàtàkì fún akọ̀ròyìn. Ó gba àwọn akọ̀ròyìn ní ìyànjú láti rí wípé wọn kò ṣe ojo nígbàkúgbà tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn. Bákan náà, Pòfẹ́sọ̀ Táyọ̀ Pópóọlá sọ síwájú sí pé bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìdojúkọ ni àwọn akọ̀ròyìn dojúkọ láti olú ilé iṣẹ́ wọn, ṣùgbọ́n kí wọ́n rí dájú pé wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn láì bẹ̀rù rárá. Ó gbà wọ́n níyànjú láti túbọ̀ wá ìmọ̀ kún ìmọ̀ wọn kí ó lè mú iṣẹ́ wọn dúró déédéé. Ìpèníjà ti jáde fún àwọn Mùsùlùmí láti ọ̀dọ̀ Ìmáàmù Ismail Aríkéwúyọ̀ ti mọ́ṣáláṣí NTA ìkànnì kẹwàá fún àwọn Mùsùlùmí láti rí wípé wọ́n ran ẹnìkejì wọn lọ́wọ́. Èyí jẹ́ ohun tí inú Ọlọ́run dùn sí lọ́pọ̀, tí ó sì jẹ́ ohun tí Mùsùlùmí fi lè rí àánú gbà lọ́wọ́ Allah. Èyí ni wọ́n fi di mímọ̀ fún àwọn Mùsùlùmí nígbà tí wọ́n kí Jímọ̀. Ó sọ síwájú wípé kí wọ́n rí dájú pé wọ́n ń ṣe é lóòrèkóòrè, kí wọ́n má ṣe é láti gba oríyìn lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni, ṣùgbọ́n kí wọ́n rí bíi pé èrè wọn bẹ lọ́wọ́ Allah. Síwájú sí, ó gbà wọ́n ní ìyànjú kí wọ́n máa gbàdúrà fún ọ̀rẹ́, ẹbí àti olólùfẹ́ wọn, kí wọ́n sì máa tẹ̀lé ìlànà Islam, èyí tí ó ṣàpèjúwe ṣíṣe ní ìwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì àti jíjẹ́ olóòótọ́. Lẹ́yìn náà ni wọ́n kí ìrun rákà méjì. Ìròyìn náà kò ní jù báyìí lọ láṣálẹ́ tòní. Ẹ ṣé bí ẹ ṣe ń wò wá. Ó dàárọ̀.
Now your cup of tea.
My name is Miss Maja Kodumi Adidas, and here is my baby Maja Kodumi Habib. He's 6 weeks old. We are on exclusive breastfeeding. We'll be live at NTA Baby Contest Show. We'll be expecting you.